Hello, I'm Dr. Patrice Little here at MP Student Mag, where we're keeping you updated with every aspect of your life in and out of school. Today, we are talking healthy body, healthy mind, and healthy finances with Dr. Christy Payne of Optiva in Greensboro, North Carolina. Welcome, Dr. Payne. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you so much for having me.
Well, we're so excited about what you have to share with our viewers. So let's get started. Can you tell us a little bit about your background?
Absolutely. So I have been a nurse for 28 years. My mom was a nurse, so I couldn't think of anything else that I would rather do. And my first job out of college was in oncology. I thought it was the worst thing they could do to a new graduate, and it wound up being one of my biggest passions. So I've been within the oncology system, whether it's been hospice or surgical oncology, things like that for all of my career. I've also been in management and direct leadership for approximately 18 years. And I'm currently working at a local hospice and palliative care organization.
So with those different roles, I understand that you're also completing a nurse practitioner, adult general nurse practitioner?
It is.
Program?
So I finished,
okay. Can you tell us a little bit how that's going for you?
Yeah, absolutely. So I finished my doctorate in nursing practice with a leadership concentration from East Carolina University in Greenville, North Carolina this past July, and just really wanted to keep going. Wanted to focus more on getting back to direct patient care and becoming a provider. So I did continue on into their adult geriatric nurse practitioner program to get my certification, and that will be complete in May of 2023. Which will be here before I know it. But the big thing that I started to notice was just that I was tired. I was fatigued and exhausted and wasn't thinking clearly, and school was getting harder and harder. And so something in my life had to change because I really wanted to be dedicated to the program and excel at it. And obviously it's a hard program, and just wanted to make sure that I was giving it my all. Top to bottom.
And then with that, it seems like you also made some lifestyle changes. That's how I got to know you, is by seeing those lifestyle changes, just the transformation, not just in your life, but other people who have decided to come, like to have you coach them into having that life. And with that, you have more energy is what you're sharing. Can you tell us a little bit more about the program and how you function as a certified health coach?
Absolutely, I'd love to. So the program is with Optiva. It is a worldwide organization, currently the second largest or second fastest growing company. And what we do as health coaches is we walk this journey with you. All the coaches have been on plan, are currently on plan, and we work to support our clients mentally, physically, emotionally. We are with them from the beginning all the way through their transition phase, once they hit maintenance, into what we call optimization. It is truly a holistic transformation. It's not just a diet. And that was the thing that I loved about it. I have been battling weight since I was a child. I've done everything. I've taken every shot. I had lap band surgery in 2009. I lost weight, but it's a workaround. The big thing with weight loss is that it's a mindset. And until you change your mind, things don't change. You may lose a little bit, but you'll probably gain it all back and then some. And that was the one thing with Optiva that I loved, was that you had the support, you had this next level coaching community, that it's not just your certified health coach, it's their coach and then their coach. So you have a ton of people in your corner that follow up with you as much as you're comfortable with. I probably talk to my coach probably twice a week. I've got clients who like to be talked to and touch base with daily, and that's great with me. It's easy to work in hours. I get up an hour earlier than I usually would. So it's flexible. It works around my full-time job because I still do work 8 to 5. So it's something I can do early in the morning, something I can do in the evening, and something I do on the weekends. and still be able to support my clients.
So Christy, one of the takeaways that I got just now is your transparency in sharing your own story. Have you noticed that there is power in just telling them a little bit more about you so they're able to make the changes in their own lives?
There is. There's complete power in it. The biggest thing I found making my first post, as far as becoming a health coach, getting on plan, you do your before shots that are so unappealing for everyone. But it shows your true grit. It shows your rawness, that you're ready to put it out there. We totally utilize social media, so my pictures are out there. Not everyone has to post. I do it just to show that I've been there. I'm still going through it. I'm still dealing with my demons. I'm a food addict, sugar addict. It gets easier. You have the support, your mindset changes, and walking that journey with them. And I started coaching really early into the program, not because of the weight loss, but just how I felt. I was sleeping better, my energy was better, my mind was clearer, and I wanted people to have that. I wanted people to know what I knew. And so it was not about the weight loss to me, it was about a life change and being able to think clearer and just feel better. And as time has gone on, then I do have more transformational pictures to show before and after. And so showing people that you've been there and you're walking it with them, it's empowering to them because they know that you feel the same way you do. I mean, that they do. And it's not that you're, you know, you've already done all of this and this is your process and you have forgotten what it felt like to be overweight or to be made fun of or to be looked at differently.
So then that means that they're able to relate more. And I agree, that definitely is something that there is, when people are able to see the change, then it also gets them more interested in taking those steps. So this would be a good segue as far as, can you walk us through what it's like in the day in the life of a certified health coach from the time the client comes in until the time they get their transformation?
Absolutely. So when we start you out, it is a telephone conversation. It is making sure that you have all of the resources. There's a welcome email. There's kickoff calls and Zooms with other people that are starting the same program. And we have team calls twice a week just to make sure that they're supported. I follow up daily with all of my clients for the first 8 days. And whether that's a text message early in the morning and then a follow-up phone call that evening, I've got some people that are like, I'm good, I don't need it. I still do it for the first 8 days. I'm like, you're stuck with me for the first 8. And then going forward, it's a communication, it's the constant back and forth as far as what they need to be successful. Some people just really want to sign up and do it on their own, and they're really just not as successful. There's, you know, going off plan. There is stressful moments in all of our lives, especially now with the pandemic and that we've been doing for almost a year. In North Carolina, we're back to having a 10 p.m. curfew. And so people are in more. We're a high alert state. So, you know, people are just not getting out as much again. And the mindsets are going back to where they were. So I think it's highly important with this plan that it is coach-led and that the coaches are there for you up until I ask them for pictures, and I don't post the pictures without their permission, but I show it to them. I do a side-by-side so they can see their transformation. Mm-hmm. And we follow all the way through to optimization when they're on maintenance, and then continue as they're comfortable and as they feel like they need to be reached out to.
Now, we talked about the success as far as their visual aspect with the transformation. Would you say that that's more important to them, how they look, or the labs that, because there's also, I'm pretty sure there's some improvement in their labs. Which one is most important?
I think they're combined. I don't think you can really separate them. There are clients, of course, results are not guaranteed.
but there are clients who have had decreased A1Cs for their diabetes, decreased blood pressure, things like that. The company was developed by a physician originally to help diabetic patients lower their A1C. So I think overall, it truly has to be a holistic transformation. Your labs can change and your body still doesn't feel good, or your body can feel good and your labs still don't change. It has to be a cohesive change. But typically they go hand in hand, unless it's, a genetic or some, cholesterol, things like that, that truly require medication. A lot of things are fueled by what we put in our bodies.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Now, because of, at the time of us recording this, we are at the end of this year of dealing with the pandemic. So we're going to notice in the general public, there will be increase in weight and depression. Do you feel, because we know that as a fact, have the numbers of clients increase or decrease as far as the services?
They have increased. I can just speak personally for my team and the coaches that I work closely with. We have seen a rise, whether it's the fact that people have put on 10, 15, 20, 50 pounds during the pandemic, the loss of contact with people, because Zoom has become the new way of doing things. And like I said, we do have multiple meetings, and they're Zoom meetings, so you get to interact and see people's faces. You get that contact with your coach, you get the contact with your peers, you get to start more energy, you're feeling better. The program, when you're on plan and following it, it works. It puts you in fat burn, which an effective fat burn is increased energy. So, you want to get outdoors more, not necessarily out in public more, but, you want to get outside, get your vitamin D, which is good for the mind. And it's just a holistic transformation. One thing leads to the other and leads to the other. So definitely we have seen an increase.
Well, Christy, this has just been so amazing to learn about another resource that's out there to achieve a weight loss goal, or just not just weight loss alone, because you had mentioned one key thing. It's about that mind, the mindset, getting that adjusted first, which hence the mantra, healthy mind, healthy body, and healthy finances. So what is one thing that you would like every NP student, and just our guests in general, for them to know when it comes to Optavia?
So it works. When you work the program works for you. And I think it's important as healthcare providers and healthcare clinicians, whether you're a provider or, a nurse, certified nursing assistant, or a physician. I think it is important that we have to model what we encourage. Having been overweight all of my adult life, and being a nurse for all of my adult life, that's one thing, that's where I have failed my patients. I can talk weight loss all day long, but being well over 200 pounds, they look at you like, oh, okay, and your point is what? So with Optavia, it again is a holistic transformation. It is making healthy habits one step at a time. And as providers and clinicians in healthcare, I think it's important to role model that, but also to encourage that, especially during this time of so much upheaval, and where our clients are facing so much lack of control in their life.
Well, viewers, you've heard it from one of the best that is out there, a representative from Optavia in Greensville, North Carolina. So how can they get in touch with you, Christy?
So they can email ksbnc@hotmail.com.
And I want people to understand, just before we go, because we're getting ready to close out, that this is an additional resources. Oftentimes as practitioners, we diagnose and we treat, but there's that referral aspect because of the fact that there's not enough time in the day for us to be able to have those one-on-one and check-ins as far as accountability to help our patients achieve their goals. But there's resources that are out there that work. And Optavia is one resource that is physician created, and it has the accountability, and then it has the results, the transformation, the evidence, so it works. So again, we thank you for sharing this with us, Christy, and we thank you for tuning in to a Let's Talk with the definitive voice of nurse practitioner students. We'll see you next time.
Thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share.